The rain had just started to fall when Emma stood outside the glass doors of the upscale restaurant, her heart pounding so hard it nearly drowned out the sound of traffic behind her. She took a deep breath, tightening her grip on her small son Noah's hand. The little boy looked up at her, his bright eyes filled with curiosity, his tiny superhero shirt slightly wrinkled from the car ride. "Mommy, is this where your new friend is?" he asked softly, his voice innocent and pure. Emma knelt down, fixing his hair and whispering, "Yes, sweetheart. Remember what Mommy said? Be polite, okay? This is important." Noah nodded eagerly, clutching his small toy car as she stood up, smoothed her skirt, and pushed open the door. The restaurant was warm and elegant, filled with the soft hum of conversation and the gentle glow of candlelight. She felt immediately out of place. Around her were people dressed in designer clothes, laughing over glasses of expensive wine. Her heart trembled. This wasn't her world. Not anymore. She spotted him instantly, a tall man in a sharp suit sitting alone at a corner table by the window, staring out at the rain. His presence commanded the room, he looked powerful, composed, untouchable. That was Daniel Cross, the man her friend had set her up with. The CEO of a major investment firm. She had almost cancelled the date 3 times that day, terrified at the idea of meeting someone like him. But now, standing here with Noah's hand in hers, there was no turning back. She took one hesitant step forward and then another, until she was close enough for him to notice her. Daniel turned, his eyes meeting hers, and for a moment, he froze. She wasn't what he had expected. He had imagined someone glamorous, perhaps a polished woman like those he often saw at corporate galas. But there she was, simple, beautiful in an unpretentious way, with tired eyes that carried 1,000 unspoken stories. Her hand trembled slightly as she spoke. "Hi, you must be Daniel," she said, forcing a smile. "I'm Emma." Her voice was soft but steady. He stood, extending his hand, his expression unreadable. "Yes. It's nice to finally meet you, Emma." Then his eyes shifted downward, noticing the small boy half hiding behind her leg. The little one peeked up at him with innocent curiosity. Emma swallowed hard and said, "I hope you don't mind? I brought my son. Is that okay?" For a moment, the air felt thick. Around them, waiters moved quietly, and the sound of clinking glasses filled the silence. Daniel didn't speak right away, and Emma's stomach knotted with anxiety. She had known it was a risk, bringing Noah to a blind date, but she hadn't had anyone to watch him, and more than that, she couldn't bring herself to lie. If this man couldn't handle the truth that she was a mother, then it wasn't worth it. Finally, Daniel's lips curved into a faint smile. "Of course," he said gently. "Please, both of you, have a seat." Relief washed over her like a wave. They sat down, and the waiter appeared with menus. Noah immediately became fascinated by the flickering candle on the table, while Emma tried to focus on the man in front of her. Conversation started awkwardly, small talk about weather, favorite foods, jobs. Emma spoke shyly about her work as a freelance designer and how she balanced her projects while raising Noah. Daniel listened quietly, nodding, occasionally asking thoughtful questions. He found himself strangely drawn to her honesty. She wasn't trying to impress him. She wasn't pretending. She was just real. At one point, Noah spilled a bit of juice on the table, and Emma quickly grabbed a napkin, apologizing profusely. Daniel simply smiled and handed her another napkin. "It's fine," he said softly. "He's a kid. Let him be." That small kindness made her heart ache. She hadn't felt that kind of gentle patience from anyone in a long time. The evening flowed on. Daniel found himself watching her more than he should, the way she spoke to Noah, the protective warmth in her tone, the way her smile brightened even when she tried to hide her fatigue. He could tell life hadn't been easy for her. He could see it in the way she glanced at prices on the menu before ordering something modest, the way she straightened Noah's collar as if the world were always watching, judging. By the time dessert came, Noah was dozing off in his chair, his little head resting against Emma's arm. Daniel looked at the boy, then back at her. "You're a good mother," he said quietly. The words startled her. "Thank you," she whispered, her eyes glistening. "I'm trying." "No," he said, shaking his head. "You're doing more than trying." He paused, his voice softening. "You know, when my assistant told me I had a blind date, I almost cancelled. I thought it would be a waste of time. But now, I'm glad I didn't." Emma felt her cheeks warm. "You don't have to say that," she murmured. "I'm sure this wasn't what you expected." Daniel smiled faintly. "You're right. It wasn't. But maybe that's a good thing." When the bill came, she instinctively reached for her purse, but he stopped her. "Please," he said. "Let me." She hesitated. "Daniel, I can." "Emma," he interrupted softly. "You've done enough tonight. Let me do this." Something in his tone silenced her. She nodded, grateful but uneasy. As they stood to leave, Noah stirred awake, yawning. Daniel knelt down, looking the boy in the eye. "It was nice meeting you, Noah," he said warmly. The little boy grinned sleepily. "You're nice. You look like Batman." Daniel laughed quietly. "I'll take that as a compliment." As they stepped out into the cool rain, Daniel offered his umbrella. "You'll catch a cold," he said. Emma shook her head. "It's okay. We're used to walking." "Then let me drive you," he offered. "Please. I insist." She hesitated for a moment, then nodded. During the drive, Noah fell asleep in the back seat. Emma stared out the window, her mind racing. Daniel's car was sleek and luxurious, a world away from her worn-out old sedan. She wondered what he was thinking, if he saw her as a burden, a charity case, or something else entirely. When they reached her small apartment building, Daniel parked and turned to her. "Emma," he said quietly, "I'd like to see you again." Her breath caught. "Are you sure?" "I've never been more sure of anything," he replied. She smiled faintly, her eyes filled with disbelief and hope. "Then, I'd like that too." He nodded, his expression gentle. "Good night, Emma." "Good night, Daniel." As she carried Noah inside, she looked back once. He was still there, watching, the faintest smile on his lips before he drove off into the rain. She didn't know it yet, but that single night would change her life forever. 2 weeks passed, and Emma still couldn't stop thinking about that night. She told herself not to hope, that Daniel was from another world, one she didn't belong in. But he had called. And not just once. He had sent small messages every morning, a "good luck today," or "how's Noah?" He remembered details, small things, like Noah's favorite ice cream flavor or how she loved rainy days. It felt surreal. Then one afternoon, as she picked up Noah from daycare, her phone rang. Daniel's deep voice came through. "Emma, are you free tomorrow evening?" She hesitated, juggling her tote bag and Noah's backpack. "I think so, why?" "There's something I'd like to show you," he said. "Bring Noah too." Her heart fluttered. The next evening, his black car pulled up outside her building, gleaming in the streetlight. Noah squealed, "Batman's car," and Daniel laughed as he stepped out, dressed in a crisp white shirt. "Hey, partner," he said to Noah, ruffling his hair. "Ready for an adventure?" They drove out of the city, past the tall buildings and into the countryside. The sun was setting, painting the sky in streaks of gold and pink. When they finally stopped, Emma gasped. Before them was a quiet, beautiful property surrounded by trees, a small, old restaurant with warm lights glowing through its windows. "This place was abandoned for years," Daniel said softly. "It used to belong to my parents before they passed. I'm thinking of reopening it, but differently." Emma looked at him, puzzled. "Differently?" He nodded. "Not just a restaurant. A place for families. Single parents, kids, a space that feels like home. And I was wondering if you'd help me design it." She blinked, speechless. "Daniel, I don't know what to say." "Say yes," he said with a smile. "Because I believe in you." Tears welled in her eyes. No one had said those words to her in years. That night, while Noah ran around chasing fireflies, Emma and Daniel walked through the garden, imagining what could be. For the first time in a long time, she felt alive, hopeful. Over the next few months, they worked side by side. She designed menus, decor, and layouts, while he handled logistics and funding. They laughed often, argued sometimes, but always found their way back to each other. Their connection deepened in quiet, unspoken ways, a glance across the room, a smile that lasted a second too long. And Noah adored Daniel. Every time Daniel arrived, the little boy would run to him shouting, "Batman." It became their joke, their little world. Then one evening, after weeks of hard work, the restaurant finally opened. The sign above the door read, "Haven." The opening night was magical, families filled the tables, laughter echoed through the air, and Emma stood by Daniel's side, her heart full. As the night wound down, Daniel called everyone's attention. "Before we close," he said, "I want to thank someone very special." He turned to Emma. "This woman showed me that strength isn't about power or money. It's about love. About never giving up, no matter how hard life gets." Emma's eyes filled with tears. Then, to her astonishment, he knelt down, holding a small velvet box. The entire room fell silent. "Emma," he said softly, "I didn't just build this place for families. I built it because I want one, with you. Will you marry me?" Her breath caught as tears spilled down her cheeks. Noah ran up, hugging her leg. "Say yes, Mommy. Please." She laughed through her tears, nodding. "Yes, Daniel. Yes." The crowd erupted in applause, and Daniel stood, pulling her into his arms as Noah cheered. The night sparkled with joy, candles flickering like stars. Months later, Haven became the heart of the town, a place where single parents found hope, where laughter replaced loneliness. And in the quiet moments, when the restaurant closed and the world outside grew still, Daniel would hold Emma close and whisper, "You once asked if bringing your son was okay. But Emma, bringing him was the best thing you ever did." She'd smile, her heart full, and reply, "And saying yes to dinner with you was the best thing I ever did." Together, they built not just a restaurant, but a family. And that night, the woman who once walked in the rain with a trembling heart found the life she never thought she deserved, all because she dared to ask one simple question: "I brought my son, is that okay?" Love doesn't always come in perfect packages. Sometimes, it finds us when we least expect it, in the most ordinary moments. Never be ashamed of your past or what makes you different. The right person will see your strength, not your struggles. Sparkling Heart. If you loved this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories every week. Your support keeps these beautiful stories alive. Rose.